So these are kind of some comparisons that we've got. So you can see from the little graph there, our average price is 150,000. You compare that to the UK average, which is about 280. So it's a massive, massive difference. We look for properties between 60 and about 125 that we find there where you get the best for your money. So you'll get a high yield, and then you'll get good capital growth at that sort of price. You can still get some over that and some a bit below that, just depends on the deal, but that's kind of the ballpark figure that we look at. And then there's a couple of postcodes that we ideally want to focus on, which is TS3, TS4, TS5. They're all in Middlesbrough. So they're all really good high rental demand areas. You've got lots of local amenities, hospitals, loads of schools, transport links around them. And then in Stockton, we've got TS17, TS19 and TS20. Which again, similar types of areas, good rental demand, lots of schools around, hospitals, good transport links again. And in them areas, there's lots of new housing estates going up, which although we don't buy in new housing estates, that pushes the price up of the existing properties that are already there. Yeah. That's kind of
Alex, before we came onto this show, we talked about doctors, medics, and the fact that you have got a good hospital. I mean, one of your potential clients could be a doctor, and that doctor needs to kind of just realise they've got an untapped market in many ways, because if they put their house up for rent in a hospital, in their staff rooms that they have, it'll be snapped up within minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah, actually, our first client was working in James Cook Hospital. So he was from the area, but obviously he's a doctor, so he's busy. He doesn't have time to go out looking at houses and stuff. So yeah, he was one of our first clients, and he's still got that properties, and he's reinvesting with us as well. And I think it's only had the void period literally from when we've done the refurb to then getting it let out. I don't think we've had any other void period in that area.
Wow.
So yeah, he's been making money every month, which is really good. So yeah, they're the kind of areas we look at. The biggest things we look at is yield, tenant demand, and kind of the capital growth. Not the demand for it, what's the word? Just kind of, like a good capital growth area. So we will never invest in the bad areas of town just because it's cheap, because there's no point. You're gonna be kind of throwing your money away almost, unless you decide to go down a HMO or student that kind of route. We don't do that. But there is them options in Teesside as well. But we stick to just standard residential, look for long-term families or professionals who are working in the area. They're the kind of areas we look at.